Hey guys, Helen Hartsmith here from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. I know I am because I'm in the backyard again. I hope that doesn't become too annoying for you all to hear. But I do, like I said, I love being out here. So I thought I would come to you today with another video. And I saw somewhere, I don't even remember where it was now, I saw somebody talking about symbols that were important to them and why. And I thought, well, gosh, that's a really interesting subject, topic, whatever you want to call it. And so I was like, Helen, what symbols are important to you? And so I got to thinking about it, and I started making a few notes, and well, guess what? Let's have a little chat, shall we? So I don't have a large amount of symbols that stick out to me, but I have a few. And the first one for me, being a witch, one of the most important symbols for me is, of course, the Pentacle. That's a symbol of my belief system. I usually have on at least two. I have this ring here, and I have this ring here that, like I said, I usually have them on all the time. It's only if I'm doing some hardcore cleaning or if my hands are swollen do I not have my rings on. So, and I of course have a necklace and things like that. And so I usually have a pentacle on me somewhere. And so that's important to me, as it is to a lot of witches. And so that's something that we all definitely wear, a majority of the time, either in jewelry or on bags or in artwork or, on books and things like that. So it's an important part for many of us, or an important symbol for many of us. So another symbol that's important to me is the tree of life. And I think it's interesting that I see more and more things that are coming out that are even like meant for a generic purpose. Like, I do my own jewelry making, and it's interesting because I see tons of I forget what I'm talking about, tree of life. I see tons of tree of life little charms and things like that are just kind of in general that a lot of people are kind of getting into. And I like the traditional tree of life that has, of course, the trunk and the branches, but the roots too. The roots are really important to me because the roots, for me, they go into the underground, and that's where our ancestors are. That's where you'll find a lot of animal spirits and different things like that. That's where our transformations happen and things like that. So the inclusion of the underworld is really important to me. And I actually have a piece of artwork that I made, and I'm not an artist in any way, shape, or form, but I have a representation of the tree of life that I painted that is in my sacred space. And it was part of an assignment, but I have the tree of life symbols all around. I have again, jewelry, I have bags, I have all kinds of things. So that is another important symbol to me. I've got a lot of background noise, guys, so I hope it's not too much. Let me know if it is. I'll try to check it, and hopefully it's not too much. Another symbol that is really important to me and has been for as long as I can remember is the number 3. I can remember ever since basically I could count. 3 has always been like in my mind somehow. I remember when learning like division when I was in elementary school. I remember somebody, it must have been the teacher, but someone telling me that if you take a number and if you add all the all the numbers up and you take it down to one number, if it's 3 or divisible by 3, then that entire number is divisible by 3. So for example, 13, 1 plus 3 equals 4. So 13 isn't equally divisible by 3. But if you look at 36, for example, 3 plus 6 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, so 36 will be. So I remember, I can remember being bored driving in traffic and looking at license plates and counting them up, so even before becoming a witch, 3 was always like right there in my life. And so there are a lot of 3s when it comes to spirituality, not just witchcraft, but you see 3s coming into play in a lot of religions. And so 3 has always stuck out for me for many purposes. Another thing that's really important to me is a wolf, or the wolf, or wolves, or whatever. I think even if as a human being if you don't identify as a witch or get on a pagan path, I think that for us as human beings, we associate with an animal. Somehow, somewhere, it usually starts off as a young child. We develop an affinity for something, whether that be, a domesticated animal like a cat or a dog or what have you, or everybody in my family, it's my mom and my brother and I, we all have an animal that we've always gravitated towards. And so for my mom, it's always been an elephant. For my brother, it's always been a tiger. And for me, it's always been the wolf. And so these are things that we like, we naturally want to learn about, we're curious about, and different things like that. And so the wolf is my main totem animal. And so the wolf has always been something that I'm drawn to. And, after coming to realize that I was a witch and working with my wolf and learning about wolves and what they mean magically and how you can work with them and things like that, I've come to realize that, wow, I'm so much like that wolf archetype. I'm very loyal, I'm very pack driven, I'm very territorial, and I'm very protective of my pack or my tribe or my family, or whatever word you want to use. And so a wolf has always been very important to me. I've got blankets, I've got, again, jewelry, artwork, all those kinds of things. So so that's another symbol that's important to me, and I think it's a representation of me. That's why it's important to me. And then there's one other thing that I was thinking of that's a relatively new symbol, and it's like more than one. And that's because it's the runes. The Elder Futhark runes are something that I've really been working with a great deal in the last probably year and a half, 2 years, I guess. And so I'm connecting with them on a level that gets deeper and deeper as time goes on. And so they are definitely something that I connect with, not only and not even really so much as in a divinational purpose, but in a magic purpose, because something flew in my mouth, sorry. But you use runes in magic. And so I'm, getting more and more into that type of thing. And so they are becoming a symbol or a set of symbols that are as important to me as some of these other symbols that I've seen or worked with or been around for a much longer period of time. So there's some symbols that are important to me and why. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it or learn something, I would love to get a thumbs up. Let's see what else. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, comment below what symbols are important to you, or if you've done a video about symbols that are important to you, I would love to watch it. So leave me a link below. You can also email me at heartofthewitchespath@yahoo.com. Let's have some discussion. I know that we've got some top 10s coming up, and I know that we've got some podcasts coming up, Kathy and I. So be sure to look forward to that. We'll be getting together a bit later this week, and we will be recording those, guys. So look for those. And I think that's going to be it for now. Thanks for walking the path for a little while with me. And until next time, blessed be.